What's up, guys? Can't believe it that we are already at this time of the year. Sucks that the season goes by so fast, but guys, it's time. It's time for the week before we officially find out who basically makes the college football playoff, basically, and who makes these bowl games. It's crazy. A pivotal weekend, obviously, in college football, as always. The College Football Conference Championship weekend is here, ladies and gentlemen. I got my picks for you and final score predictions. Thank you guys for riding with me this season. I know the picks have been subpar at times. It's been a difficult season picking this year, but I've tried my best. If I felt like it was within reason to pick the team, then that's what I did. I put my best foot forward with it, so I'm not going to really, complain about it. So let's get started. Let's talk more action, right? Thank you guys though once again, and let's do our final straight up general picks for a specific weekend before we get into the bowl picks in a couple of weeks. Let's do this. Conference USA, Friday. This is the first conference championship of this weekend. We have number 24 Liberty versus New Mexico State. Liberty is a 10-point favorite. New Mexico State is 11-2 against the spread this season, while Liberty is only 8-4 against the spread. New Mexico State is 6-1 against the spread as an underdog, but New Mexico State has gone under in 9 of 13 games this season, which makes sense in a way. Of course, you want to watch Diego Pavia on New Mexico State, as they're in the top 20 success rate behind the dual threat capabilities of Pavia, who's the team's leading rusher, in addition to passing. Overall, he's combined for over 3,500 yards for passing with 28 touchdowns. It all stems from his ability to make plays as a passer and runner. They do have plenty of weapons, but in Liberty's side, Liberty's just been their offense has been crazy this year. With Caden Salter, he's been putting up similar numbers, of course, to him as well. This is an interesting game. Liberty beat him 33-17 already. I think this is a shootout. I think New Mexico State comes to play better in this one, but I still think Liberty wins the end of the game. Could this be close for a good chunk of it? Sure. But I like the way Liberty's been moving the ball this year. New Mexico State, I know they just beat Auburn, but I'm not putting too much into that. That was one of those, I feel like, anomalous ones as well. Auburn just fell asleep in that game. I don't know what happened there, but I got Liberty to win the Conference USA. I don't think they're going to make this New Year's Six Bowl. We'll see, though, but I doubt it. So, yeah. Next up, definitely at least the second biggest game of the weekend with the Pac-12 Championship, the final Pac-12 game ever in college football, sadly enough. It's going out with major high stakes here. Playoff spot on the line. Heisman, Michael Penix versus Bo Nix. Number 3, Washington versus number 5, Oregon. This is Washington's highest ranking in years. Oregon favored 10. That might be a little bit much, but considering what's been happening with both these teams after they first played earlier in the season, which was quite frankly possibly the game of the year, it makes sense. Washington hasn't been the same since that game. Oregon has been dominant mainly. Their defense has been solid. They even have, of course, the running game going too. Bo Nix has been tearing it up. Penix has been shaky at times, but they've got the running game going, but now Dylan Johnson, I think, is hurt as well. The Washington defense only ranked about 93rd in the country, while Oregon's is ranked in the top 15, I believe. This is a tricky one. Washington, I've been riding with them for a while there. I'm thinking, yeah, I think they win the Pac-12, but in recent weeks, I've been rooting, full disclosure for me to pick. I have liked Oregon the most from the Pac-12. That was the first team I liked from this conference, and they're still my favorite. But I've been really rooting for Washington this year because of it, Michael Penix especially. I do have Oregon getting revenge on Washington. I hate having to switch my thoughts, but I was picking Oregon regardless. I was saying a couple weeks ago I was going to be picking them if they had a rematch, and here we go in Las Vegas. Oregon wins and makes the playoff. Washington, the losers will still be in the New Year's Six Bowl, but still, yeah. Crazy game there coming up. Next up, the Big 12 Championship. One of the first games on Saturday, number 7, Texas versus number 18, Oklahoma State. Nobody expected Oklahoma State to make it to this point. Considering how they started the season, Texas is a 14.5-point favorite. I do agree with it. Some people are not quite sure about that, and I get it. Texas has had a tendency of choking these bigger games in recent memory, but the way Texas has played, especially against Texas Tech, I mean, they show that they're ready for this. I mean, if Quinn Ewers can play solid for the most part, and that Texas defensive front, I know Oklahoma State's O-line can hold their own and stuff at times, but here's the thing. They got smashed by UCF for a reason. I mean, what else is new? Ollie Gordon, I don't know if he's going to be able to run well against the Texas defense. It's going to be one of those games where you just don't know. Alan Bowman may not be able to play well against this Texas defense. I don't know. I think this is going to be a sizable win for Texas in this game. This is their time. They also need a little bit of help, which sucks. They're kind of stuck in this little rut here with being a one-loss team. That loss coming from Oklahoma in the Red River Showdown. Texas has already beaten Alabama too, so they might need a little bit of help in the playoff, which kind of sucks. So yeah, that's going to be something interesting. We'll talk more about that later in this video. But Oklahoma State, congrats for getting to this point, but they're running into the wrong team. The MAC championship coming up next here, Toledo versus Miami of Ohio. I'm actually surprised Miami even made it to this point. They lost Brett Gabbert for this season. I have some stats for you on this game as well. Miami is 9-3 against the spread this season. Toledo is 6-6 against the spread this season only. That's kind of shocking. Miami has gone under in 7 of 12 games. Toledo has gone over in 7 of 12 games this season. Toledo could very well be undefeated had they not lost a close one against Illinois. I thought it was funny that both these teams went to Ball State and struggled mightily against them on the road. That was, I wish Ball State would have won both of them, but the thing is they fought hard against them. That's the whole point I'm trying to make here. Just to note that. But Miami's been struggling offensively a little bit at times. Of course, they're not a potent offense, especially without Avion Smith, who's passed for less than 200 yards in each of his starts this season, but he's a capable runner. But he's got to try and create big plays, of course. Toledo is in the top 20 in yards per play this season, of course. They have a huge offensive machine. Yeah, and Toledo's defense is solid too. But Daquan Finn needs to be careful taking care of the ball. I think Toledo wins kind of convincingly here. I think Toledo comes into this and, this is a strong season they're having. They're not ranked in the playoff poll, but they're ranked in the AP poll, just to know. And actually, hold on. I don't know if they're even... Hold on. Let me make sure I didn't make that mistake because I could be wrong on that one. No, they're not ranked in the playoff, but they're ranked number 23 in the AP poll. But yeah, Toledo, I think, is going to win the MAC by 9, roughly. Next up, the Mountain West Championship between UNLV and Boise State. Boise State made it to the title game last year. UNLV has had quite the season this year, going 9-3. Boise State's hot. They've won a few straight. Boise State so far is 5-4-2 against the spread this year. When they're favorites of at least 2.5, they're 4-2-1 against the spread. 7 of their 11 games have gone over this year. Just a quick note on them. They're 28th in offense this year. They are the 37th best in scoring offense, but they do give up some points. They're only 60th in the pass, but they're also the 17th worst in stopping the pass this season. They give up over 250 passing yards a game. They're 34th for run defense. They are 11th best in rushing offense. They rush over 200 yards a game. UNLV, on the other hand, is 9-2 against the spread this season. They're 4-0. Perfect 4-0 against the spread when they're an underdog by 2.5 or more. That's kind of concerning. 7 of 11 games of theirs have gone over. UNLV also has a better offense as well, but their defense is a little lackluster when it comes to yardage given up per game. But they are the 19th best in scoring offense, 35.5 points per game. Defensively, it gives up 240 passing yards a game, but their rushing offense is 24th best in the country. So this is an interesting one. This is an interesting game for sure. We'll see how this kind of goes. For some reason, I'm feeling Boise State. I don't know why. This is a toss-up. This could go either way. Should be a pretty good game in Las Vegas on Saturday in the Mountain West Championship. Boise State lost last year in this spot. I feel like they'll want to win it this time. Of course, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a tricky one. This is the biggest one of the week, folks. We have number 1 Georgia versus number 8 Alabama. I forgot to change Georgia's record on here. What an idiot I am. I'm joking, but Georgia favored 6 in the SEC championship. I hate how it has come down to this at this point. Let me just get off right out the gate and say Alabama basically lost to Auburn, but they got away with one there. I don't know how anybody missed that pretty obvious offensive pass interference on Alabama's receiver in the end zone, that 4th and goal from the 30 yards out or whatever. Whatever, man. It's whatever, I guess, at this point. But Georgia has been on a roll. I know they had a close one against Georgia Tech. I think they were just looking ahead of this game. So I think both of these teams will be primed and ready to go to play a really tough physical game of football here. Carson Beck's been impressive this season. But their health is a little bit concerning. Brock Bowers, is he going to be 100%? There's other couple key injuries you got to watch out for. Is Jalen Milroe going to be able to step up to the plate? Remember, we've talked about him in the past with he has been playing a lot better the last several weeks. But now the pressure's really dialed up. Can he sustain things? I think Georgia wins this game. I see quite a few people taking Alabama, and rightfully so. But if you do not want chaos in the playoff and a hot mess figuring out the teams, then root for Georgia. Because if Georgia does not win this game, good Lord, it's going to be a nightmare scenario, honestly. And I do not want Alabama to win this game, actually, because honestly, Alabama does not deserve to be this. I don't know. Go sit down, man. Go sit down, Kane. I want my dog sitting down. He's my big dog here. So I'm hoping for Georgia to win this game. Should be an exciting one, though. Should be a really good, tough game. Georgia, in the past, too, is when Georgia faces Alabama seems to always beat them. Alabama seems to be their kryptonite. So tough game here for Kirby Smart and the boys. Should be a good one, though. Sit down. Number 22, Tulane. Next up, we have the AAC Championship, folks. Number 22, Tulane versus SMU. We have Tulane favored 4 points in this game. And this is a tough one. I actually had to switch my pick here because of a certain circumstance. But Tulane, I got some stats for you guys as well. My dog's driving me nuts. I don't know what he's doing. SMU, I have some stats for you guys. SMU is only 7-5 against the spread this season. They're 7-1 in their last 8 games against Tulane. But Tulane's 5-7 against the spread, and the under, interestingly enough, the under is 10-2 in Tulane's last 12 games. Tulane's been carried by their quarterback, Michael Pratt, this year. The last few games, Tulane has not looked great, except for the last 2 regular season games. The 4 games before that, they did not look good. They were in some close battles there. But their defense is pretty stout. They have the best run defense in this conference. I think they're number 8 overall in defense or rushing defense or something like that. Yeah, 8th best run defense, I think, in the country. SMU, high-powered offense, but bad news. Preston Stone broke his leg in the regular season finale against Navy. I was originally going SMU. By then, they're going to have their hands full. And I think Tulane wins a close, lower-scoring drag. The over-under is only 47.5, and I couldn't believe it at first, but now it's really starting to make sense, actually, for the under to hit, most likely in this one. Strong lean to the under here, but I have Tulane winning. I wasn't originally picking them, but the winner of this game, likely in a New Year's Six bowl as well, basically. So, high-stakes game here for these two teams, but I think Tulane edges it out in New Orleans. I mean, do we have to talk about this game? Do we really have to? Folks, the Big Ten Championship between number 2 Michigan and number 16 Iowa, yada, yada, yada. Michigan is a whopping 23.5-point favorite. And, yeah, what a storyline this is. Michigan, the whole sign stealing. Harbaugh's back. He'll coach this game. Michigan's getting quite annoying at this point. I'm done hearing about it. Your team screwed up. They deserve to get punished. All these fans want the victim mentality with Michigan is absurd right now, and it is sickening, honestly, at this point. I'm sick to death of it. How about Iowa? Oh my gosh. It's almost like WWE was involved in the creative storyline of Iowa. We started off with K-Nat McNamara, obviously. He transferred from Michigan, Iowa. He got hurt towards ACL, I think, in week 5 or something like that. Against Purdue. It was a game against Purdue. And it's really sad to see that because, McNamara's trying to, get off to fresh new ground, get on fresh new ground and stuff, and, proving he can succeed elsewhere as well. And really sucked to see that, honestly, because I was like, man, he can elevate this offense. And then here comes Deacon Hill, a guy who in several games did not throw over 100 yards, completing less than 50% of passes in 3 games. Does the bare minimum, and here we are. Iowa's 10-2, folks. Can you believe that? The Big Ten was complete trash this year. I think they're doing away with divisions in the Big Ten next year. I hope so. I really freaking hope so, because I'm sick of it. But storylines like this come out every now and then, I guess. I don't know. Set the record. I've set the record this year for most wins with averaging 250 yards or less per game. UCF had the old record of only 4 wins in 2008. Iowa's defense is elite. They lost a key player earlier in the season, but that did not hinder them. They kept on rolling. Kirk Ferentz is on a roll with his team. He's motivated. I'm sorry. I just went back. This game. Michigan's gonna win. Why does it even matter at this point? I don't know. I have no idea what is going to happen in this game. Okay, this could be 40-3. This could be 20-7. I don't know. In Deacon Hill, we trust. Oh my gosh. All right, last matchup, folks. That was a bit too long. The ACC Championship. Number 4, Florida State versus number 14, Louisville. I forgot to also change Florida State's record. Good job, bro. Florida State's a 2.5-point favorite. Yeah, we know the Jordan Travis injury. That was really sad. That actually really killed me a bit because I was really, really, really rooting for this team, the Seminoles, and damn, it really hurt to see that. It really did. Now it's like Florida State. Now it's like, do you want to see them in the playoff? Because they might get bullied by Georgia big time. And it's just going to be a disaster, honestly. Florida State struggled against Florida. They won by 9, ultimately. Tade Rodemaker didn't really play that great in that game. I heard he got hurt as well, but he finished the game, so we don't know what we're going to get here in this one. Louisville had that atrocious loss to Kentucky. I don't give a damn when anybody says Louisville should not have lost that game, but Kentucky came to play. I don't know what happened there. I mean, Louisville's a weird team. I really think they're overrated, honestly, in ways, but why, sometimes you just like to continue to poke things with a stick and see what happens. This is what I'm going to do here. I'm actually picking Louisville to win. I did not edit the score correctly. I apologize. Again, disclaimer, I am picking Louisville to win the ACC title. The final score, I think, is going to be probably in the vicinity of 23-20. I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game at all. We'll see. Does Trey Benson get going? Trey Benson is going to be probably a bigger asset at this point. Going to have to be a bigger asset. Could even work in some end-around receiver plays or something. They're going to have to Florida State's going to really need to mix things up in offense. They can't they got to figure it out, man. They win this game, I think they're pretty firmly in the college football playoff picture. But then again, do you want them in the playoff picture? Because they're going to get killed, I think. They're going to get road killed, I think. Which would suck to see because last year we had 2 phenomenal college football playoff games, 2 of the best ever. So At this point, it's a lose-lose almost. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me this season. It's been a tough season, honestly, picking games. By the middle of, I should say the middle of the week of the December 13th, I will have my college football bowl game selections for you guys, the picks video. Keep staying tuned for college basketball. That's going to get going a little bit more through the course of the season, and NFL stuff as well, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys, also one more thing, hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, and I'm going to have my race recap video of the Drumstick Dash from last Thursday, probably next week. Stay tuned for that. I have a lot to say about that. That was quite the race. It was a real memorable day. Hope you guys stay tuned for it. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you.